Darling, look at that. Those rolling hills, the quaint villages, the sheer breathtaking beauty of it all. From medieval castles to vibrant cities, from snow-capped mountains to primeval forests, Poland is a treasure trove of experiences just waiting to be discovered. Fasten your seatbelts, darlings, because we're off on a whirlwind adventure, a Polish odyssey that will leave you utterly breathless. Get your phrasebook ready. Though, darling, a smile and a giggle will get you everywhere, I always say. First stop, Krakow. Oh, the history, darling, the history. You can practically smell it in the cobblestones. It's like stepping back in time, only with better shoes, darling, much better shoes. The Old Town, a UNESCO World Heritage site, is simply divine. Wawel Castle, perched majestically on the hill, is enough to make you want to don a crown and start issuing royal decrees. And the main market square? Well, it's the heart of it all, bustling with life, laughter, and the most divine smells of Polish cuisine. Speaking of divine smells, darling, you simply cannot leave Krakow without trying the pierogi. Little parcels of heaven filled with all sorts of deliciousness. I recommend the cheese and potato, absolutely scrumptious. And don't even get me started on the vodka, darling. Poland knows how to make a drink. But remember, moderation, sweetie, moderation. We have a lot more exploring to do. Krakow is a city that stays with you, darling. It's a city of stories, whispers of the past echoing through the ages. So put on your most comfortable walking shoes, darling, and get ready to fall in love with Krakow. Next up, Warsaw, a city that knows how to make an entrance, darling. Despite its tumultuous past, Warsaw has risen from the ashes like a phoenix, more vibrant and dazzling than ever before. The Warsaw Uprising Museum is an absolute must-visit. It's a sobering reminder of the city's resilience and the indomitable spirit of its people. The rebuilt Old Town is a testament to the city's determination to preserve its heritage. It's like stepping into a fairy tale, only with more concrete and fewer talking animals. And the cultural scene, darling. Warsaw is a city buzzing with creativity. Theaters, galleries, and music venues are bursting with life, showcasing the best of Polish and international talent. Be sure to take a stroll through Łazienki Park, darling. It's a green oasis in the heart of the city, perfect for a leisurely afternoon of people watching and squirrel dodging. And when you're ready for a taste of Warsaw's nightlife, head to Praga. It's the city's hipster hangout, full of trendy bars, underground clubs, and more street art than you can shake a paintbrush at. Warsaw is a city of contrasts, darling, a fascinating blend of old and new, tradition and modernity. Gdańsk, darling, the pearl of the Baltic, and oh, what a pearl it is! This maritime city will sweep you off your feet and leave you longing for the open sea. The architecture, darling, the architecture, it's a feast for the eyes. From the colorful gabled houses to the imposing churches, Gdańsk is a photographer's dream. Don't forget to pack your wide-angle lens, darling, you'll need it. Stroll along the Motława River lined with charming cafes and restaurants and soak up the atmosphere. And when you've worked up an appetite, be sure to try some fresh seafood. The Baltic herring is a local delicacy, darling, absolutely divine. No trip to Gdańsk is complete without a visit to the Solidarity Center, a museum dedicated to the Solidarity movement that played a pivotal role in the fall of communism in Europe. It's a powerful reminder of the importance of freedom and democracy. Gdańsk is a city of contrasts, a captivating blend of history, culture, and maritime charm. Wrocław, darling. Now this city is a real hidden gem. It's like a fairy tale come to life with its charming market square, whimsical architecture, and wait for it, dwarves. Yes, darling, dwarves. Wrocław is famous for its little bronze dwarf statues hidden all over the city. They're absolutely adorable. And searching for them is a fun way to explore the city's nooks and crannies. The market square is one of the largest in Europe and is surrounded by beautiful buildings, each more charming than the last. And don't even get me started on the bridges, darling. Wrocław is known as the City of Bridges, and for good reason. There are over 100 bridges connecting the city's islands and riverbanks, each with its own unique charm. Take a romantic evening stroll along the Ostrotumski, the oldest part of the city, and let the magical atmosphere wash over you. Wrocław is a city with a youthful energy, a playful spirit, and a heart full of history. Darling, pack your hiking boots and your woolens because we're off to Zakopane and the Tatra Mountains. This is where the city slickers come to reconnect with nature, darling, and breathe in that fresh mountain air. The views, darling, the views. Jagged peaks, lush valleys, and crystal-clear lakes, Zakopane is the heart of the Polish highlands with traditional wooden houses and cozy cafes. Pick up a pair of cozy woolen slippers, darling. Hiking, skiing, snowboarding, you name it. Take a cable car to Kasprowy Wierch for panoramic views. Zakopane and the Tatra Mountains are a breath of fresh air, darling. Darlings, this next destination is not for the faint of heart. Auschwitz-Birkenau stands as a stark reminder of the horrors of the Holocaust, a place where words fail, and silence speaks volumes. It's a difficult but necessary visit, darling, a testament to the human capacity for both unimaginable cruelty and incredible resilience. Walking through the gates of Auschwitz-Birkenau is like stepping into another world, a world where darkness reigned and hope seemed lost. The preserved barracks, the gas chambers, the crematoria, they all bear witness to the atrocities that took place here. It's a sobering experience, darling, one that will stay with you long after you've left. But amidst the darkness, there are also stories of hope, of courage, of the unyielding human spirit. Visiting Auschwitz-Birkenau is a reminder of the importance of remembrance, darling, of ensuring that history is never forgotten, and that such atrocities are never repeated. It's a call to action, a reminder to stand up against hatred, intolerance, and discrimination in all its forms. Darling, have you ever dreamt of stepping into a gingerbread house? Well, pinch yourself, because in Torun, that dream becomes a reality. This charming city is practically made of gingerbread, darling, and it's just as enchanting as it sounds. Torun is the birthplace of Nicolaus Copernicus, the astronomer who dared to place the sun at the center of the universe. You can visit his house, now a museum, and learn all about his groundbreaking theories. Very educational, darling. But darling, let's be honest, you're here for the gingerbread, aren't you? And Torun certainly doesn't disappoint. The aroma of gingerbread baking wafts through the air, tempting you into charming little shops overflowing with gingerbread delights. You can find gingerbread in all shapes and sizes, darling, from traditional hearts and stars to elaborate gingerbread houses that are almost too pretty to eat. Almost, darling, but not quite. Torun is a city that will capture your heart and your sweet tooth, darling. Poznan, darling. Now, this is a city that knows how to blend the old with the new. It's a vibrant mix of history, culture, and modern-day cool, all wrapped up in one stylish package. The old market square is a sight to behold, darling. Surrounded by colorful Renaissance buildings, it's like stepping back in time. And at noon, be sure to catch the Poznan goats, darling. Two mechanical goats that appear on the town hall tower and lock horns in a playful battle. It's a Poznan tradition, darling, and absolutely adorable. But Poznan isn't all about the past, darling. The city has a thriving arts and culture scene with trendy cafes, art galleries, and a buzzing nightlife. Head to Jezyty, darling, Poznan's hipster district, for vintage shops, quirky cafes, and street art that will make you reach for your camera. And if you're a nature lover, darling, take a stroll through Malta Lake, a beautiful artificial lake surrounded by parks and forests. Poznan is a city that seamlessly blends its rich history with a modern, cosmopolitan vibe. Hold on to your hats, darlings, because we're going deep into the wilderness. Białowieża Forest is not your average walk in the park, darling. It's a journey back in time, a glimpse into a primeval world untouched by modern civilization. This ancient forest is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and for good reason, darling. It's one of the last remaining primeval forests in Europe, home to a staggering array of plant and animal life. Think towering trees, carpets of moss, and sunlight filtering through the leaves like something out of a fairy tale. And speaking of fairy tales, darling, Białowieża Forest is home to the European bison, also known as the wisent. These magnificent creatures are a symbol of the forest's wild beauty, and spotting one in the wild is a truly magical experience. So take a deep breath, darling, and soak up the magic of Białowieża Forest. Prepare to be wowed, darlings, because Malbork Castle is not your average pile of old stones. This medieval masterpiece is the largest brick castle in the world, darling, and it's absolutely awe-inspiring. Built by the Teutonic Knights in the 13th century, Malbork Castle is like something out of a history book, darling. Towering walls, imposing towers, and a maze of courtyards and buildings, it's enough to make you want to don a suit of armor and join the knights on a quest. Explore the castle's many rooms and chambers, darling, and learn about the knights who once called this place home. Visit the Great Refectory, where the knights once feasted, and the Castle Chapel, a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. And for the best views, darling, climb to the top of the castle tower. From here you can see for miles around, taking in the sprawling castle grounds and the surrounding countryside. Malbork Castle is a place where history comes to life, where you can practically hear the clash of swords and the roar of the crowds. And there you have it, darlings. Our whirlwind tour of Poland's top 10 destinations has come to an end. But the memories, darling, the memories will last a lifetime. We've explored ancient cities, marveled at architectural wonders, and ventured into the heart of nature's embrace. From the historical streets of Krakow to the majestic forests of Białowieża, Poland offers a journey through time and beauty. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable tour. Now, darling, tell me all about your favorite destination in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more fabulous travel adventures. Until next time, darlings, stay glamorous.